So I went around school and I asked a bunch of seniors from New Tech what college ready really meant to them. So there you go.
College ready means having the essential skills to be productive in college.
College ready is being able to do what you have to do on time without anybody babysitting you.
What does it mean to be college ready? Managing your time.
Does college ready mean? What would someone? Being college ready means that you're aware of what you're going to do in the future and you pull through.
Right. Being college ready means that you use your time wisely.
Be college ready is that you're self-motivated. You'll show up to your classes on time, you'll do your assignments and turn them in on time as well.
What does it mean to be college ready? I think being college ready, one of the most important things is the ability to think for yourself, critical thinking ability, and the ability to apply that thought process to what it is that you do every day, whether or not you're going to show up to class or what you think about what the professor said or the current homework assignment. But the most important thing is to be able to think for yourself rationally and intelligently.
So notice how all of them said that being college ready has to do with implementing these good characteristics of work ethic, responsibility, and just really caring about your education. So I preferred this answer much more than my sister's. So that led me to the conclusion that to be college ready, you just really have to implement good behavior. You just have to have that work ethic, that drive to really be college ready. It's not all about SATs, ACTs. It's just really being a good person who is able to be trusted to do things. So in the end, were my kids college ready? I say no, but it depends on how you look at college ready. College ready could come from different meanings. What I initially thought and what most people perceive it as is, your standardized knowledge of SAT, ACT, majors. But I saw it as kids who were able to understand and develop good characteristic traits and be able to apply them in everyday life. So while little Edgar is not going to Harvard, he's at least now aware of what he wants to do and what he wants to do with his life, and he's aware that there's something beyond the recess during 5th grade. So, and my program kind of led them on that path to being college ready. So in conclusion, I've learned that there is never one answer. The example was, the different meanings of what is college ready. Character is key because applying good character skills such as being responsible can get you really far in life. Never make assumptions. I learned this the hard way by brushing off everything that professionals have told me, my teachers have told me, and which led me to be really unprepared. And then things change over time. Never really set on one goal. Always be open to new ideas coming in. And again, really listen to other people's opinions. They really do help. You're not a genius. Thank you for your time. Any questions or comments?
Some panel members, questions for Taylor?
Can you speak to some of the lessons you did with some of the students? I know that you mentioned the red light, green light.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, was that like an icebreaker to get the class to warm up, or was it mainly about the behavior traits?
It was actually a series of playground games that we did. We
Okay.
did freeze tag, we did, what was it? Freeze tag, we did sardines, all that. Like, it was a series of different games, and what it is trying to show teaching under pressure. Another thing that we did was kind of had one-on-one sessions where they were really able to open up and kind of tell me what kind of person they were, what are they interested in.
Okay.
And that was kind of the structure of class, was kind of using elementary techniques to apply really advanced stuff in someone's development in their personal life.
Did you feel like once you interacted with them in the games that they opened up more in the one-on-ones than initially?
Yeah, initially they really didn't like me. They kind of just like turned around and just being sassy and just kind of told me to kind of go away, and they wanted to chit chat. But then I kind of knew that I can't just command these kids. So I asked them at the end of class what they wanted to do, And from there, I developed, I kind of worked around what they thought was fun, but then can also get the message across, which comes in with the whole tag, red light, green light, and such.
What things would you change if you did it all over again?
Things I changed my attitude towards my teachers. I would change, let's see, I would also change the lesson plans. They were really unorganized because initially I had kind of set out this one lesson plan and thought they would go with it, but then they kind of 180'd on me. So I would think that one thing I would really change was going to meet the kids beforehand and then developing the lesson plan instead of developing it first and then assuming that they'll like it.
Any more questions from the panel? We'll open it up to everyone.
Smart.
So all in all, what do you think the most beneficial thing for those students from working with you was?
The most beneficial thing was that they're now more aware and keen to what, because a lot of the kids, when I initially asked them, is that they kind of given up and that you can only be smart to kind of move on. And one thing that's really beneficial being with me, that I showed them you don't have to be smart, you just kind of have to be kind of a good person as a responsibility and work ethic wise, and that really kind of pushed them. And then further later on, I found out that some of them were kind of put into another program, but they asked to be put back, which was really helpful to me and really touched the heart.
Any other questions for Tala?
What was the students' knowledge base of college when you started, and what did you expect them to know?
They thought high school was a college initially. They thought college was one big party. They thought that if you go to college, you automatically have a degree. And they thought that you get paid in college. And that's what they kind of initially thought.
Oh, that's a rude awakening.
But yeah, and I expected them to kind of already know what they wanted to be when they grow up, kind of what standardized testing is. So I expected a little bit too much of them. It was like me going to a class of juniors and asking them, but they're 4th and 5th graders.
Do you feel differently about your own college readiness after having done this project?
Yeah, but also no, because every day my sisters, as I get closer to graduation day, they kind of really emphasize the whole part of being smart, and it really gets to me. But I know if I just have that work ethic, I can, accomplish it. But there's also that fact of, grades and just being smart, because there's times, as in the presentation, where I forget a lot of things. I'm kind of a forgetful person. But yeah, I think this really kind of opened my own eyes into what being college ready is about, because I kind of had the stereotypical perception of what college is, and it's just about being smart. But then through the research paper, which I really didn't like, it really opened my eyes to see that it's not all about being smart. So.
Are you going to be less sassy now?
I think I learned a few things.
That's a good question. It's made it worse. Any other questions?
I've got one last one. Do you think that through the college readiness program that you created for them, that they felt like there was a little bit of a support network for them, though, to ask more questions as the process went on?
Mm-hmm, because in the beginning they were really conservative, or they asked like weird questions about me, which I really didn't feel comfortable with answering. But as later it went on, they were really more open to their academics, and they began to talk to me about it more. So I really felt that really well.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Before you go, we have one announcement from another senior project class member. I want to thank all our panelists so much for helping us grill and